my 7th grade advanced class. Let's go and knock out this homework. I've got all the odd ones. Let's begin. First, it says complete the statement round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. I'm going to streamline this. I even gave you the units conversion over here that you're going to need for 2 and 4. I'm going to do 1 and 3 over here. First of all, I got 62 inches. How many meters does it make? First of all, I'm going to say that I know that 1 foot equals 12 inches. And I know that 0.3 meters equal 1 foot. So when I do this, I'm going to be taking my feet, right, and crossing them out. I'm going to take my inches and cross them out. And now I have 62 times 1 times 0.3. That's going to give me 1.55. Well, I'm sorry. It's going to give me a number that when I divide it by 12 will give me 1.55. So if we could divide these, it might help us here. Both of these are divisible definitely by 2, right? So this would give me 6, and this would give me 31, right? So now we can take, we can take 31, multiply it to 3, which gives you 90 or 9.3, right? This will end up being 9.3, and we're going to divide it by 6. And when you do that, you'll get 1.55 meters. All right. Next is number 3. And that is going to be, what is 2,725 kilometers in miles? Well, I have to multiply that to my conversion. 1 mile equal, or 0.62 miles equals 1 kilometer. Once again, we're going to cross out our kilometers, top and bottom. Now this is going to be 2,725 times 0.62. When I get that, I'm going to get 1,689.5 miles, because that's the only thing left. All right, so that tells me 2,725 kilometers is about 1,689.5 miles. As I said, I left the conversions you needed for 2 and 4, so good luck with them. Number 5 says I'm going to add or subtract. This is a simple case of my signs are different, so I find the difference. I take the big number, I minus the small number. That gives me 13. And I keep the sign of the big number. The big number was negative, so this is negative 13. Over here, my signs are the same. When they're the same, I find the sum. Sum means I'm adding. So I'll take 10 and add it to 8 and get 18. And since my signs are the same, I keep the same sign, negative 18. All right, I'll leave 6 and 8 for you. Now we got solve the equations. Remember, with equations, I always do the opposite. When I'm trying to get numbers to go to the opposite sides. I'm dividing by 6 right here. To do the opposite, I need to multiply by 6, which means I will multiply by 6 over here. These 6's cancel out, leaving me x. 25 times 6 is 150. So x is 150. 11 says 150 equals 2x. I am multiplying 2 to x, so to get rid of the 2, I need to divide 2 away. Whatever I divide from one side, I divide from the other. 2 over 2 is 1, that leaves me x. 150 divided by 2 is 75, so 11 is 75. Next, it says, you can paint 75 square feet of surface every 45 minutes to determine how long it takes you to paint a wall with the given dimensions. Okay, what I need to do is find what 1 unit is. This is 75 square feet, right? Divided by 45. Let's see what that is. 75 divided by 45 is going to give me 1.6 repeating. As a fraction, 1.6 repeating is equal to 1 2/3. If I haven't showed you this in class, I always said when I had something like 1.6, I would put a 0 underneath, right? Put a line there and then put a 1 there, and that'd be 6 over that. But this time I have a line over it. And the rule is when there's a line, I use a 9. So I'll get rid of the line and I'll put a line there. When there's a line, I use a 9. Okay? And this is going to be equal to 1. Both of these are divisible by 2, right? 6 divided by 2 is 3. Actually, dividing by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And 9 divided by 3 is 3. And that's how we get 1 2/3. So now that I know what the rate is, I can take whatever it is my new square feet is. So I take 8 times 5 to get my square feet. That's 40 square feet. And I'm going to divide that by my unit rate, which is 1 2/3. 1 2/3 can be converted to 5 over 3. To do this, I use keep, change, flip. So this is equal to 40 over 1 multiplied to 5 over 3. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 over 5. Keep, change, flip. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 40 divided by 5 is 8. 8 times 3 equals 24. So that means this would be 24 minutes. Number 15 says 9 times 9, which is 81 square feet. And we'll divide that by, and I'm just going to use this right here since I know 1 2/3 equals 5 over 3. When I do keep, change, flip, I'm going to get 81 over 1. Sorry, I don't need that line under there, do I? I'm going to multiply this to 3 over 5. That's going to give me 81 times 3. Let's see. 243 divided by 1 times 5 is 5. Well, 243 divided by 5 equals 48.6. So this is 48.6 minutes. In time, this would actually be equal to 48 minutes. And, well, let's think about this. As we got 60%, right, of a clock. So we have 60% of a clock. And we know that there's 12 in here, right? 60% of 12. That's going to give us 36 minutes, or 36 seconds, I believe. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to number 16. Tell whether the ratios form a proportion or not. A proportion. Okay, so to do this, I have to see how much each thing increased. 1 to 7. All right. That's an increase of 7, right? We multiplied by 7. So I have to multiply this by 7. And 3 times 7 does equal 21. So yes. This is proportional. All right. Wow, that was number 16 I gave you. So you're going to have to do, I guess I'll have to give that to you as a freebie. That was my mistake. Again, we're going to 1 to 6. That's times 6, which means 5 times 6 is what we're looking for, right? And that does give me 30. So yes, this one is also proportional. All right. You're going to get number 18 done. I'm not getting tricked again. Number 19, I put no, this is not proportional. Let's find out if that's true or not. Oh, this is being stubborn. Okay, and this one also said that. I don't want you to determine those answers. I want you to figure it out for yourself. We got 3.5 and 14. Well, if I take 14 and divide it by 3.5, I get 4. So I multiply this to 4. So now I have to say, when I take 2, if I multiply it to 4, will I get 8? Actually, I do. So yes, this is proportional. All right, number 20 is here. But that's yours to do. I'll do number 21. Now I've got to see, we've got 21 over 2. We could turn that into a decimal by turning it into 10.5, right? Because we know every fraction is really a division problem. And 21 divided by 2 is going to give me 1. Excuse me, yeah, 1. Then I have to put one here. That'll be, let's see here. Yes, there's no number that goes into here. I have to put a decimal here, which means this would be 5. So 10.5 would be my answer. So now I could take 10.5, 16 and divide it by 10.5. Ooh, I wonder what type of number that's going to give me. That was one crazy number there. 1.523. Okay, 1.523. Definitely an irrational number, right? And what did I multiply to 3 to get to 6? Well, that was just times 2. These definitely are not proportional. No, not proportional. All right, let's move down to number 23. So over here, we've got here to here, here to here. We could do it that way. We could even do it the way the book kind of suggests us to do it. I'm going to try it that way just so if you like it better that way, you can see this is 2 to 11. So this is going to be, hold on. I think the book says this is 4 to 2. And remember, we're trying to get, let's see, 11 to 11 over 2. So that means we divided this by 2. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I just like it my way better. I'm sorry. We got 11 divided by 2. Eleven divided by 2. That's 5.5. So I multiply this to 5.5. So when I multiply 4 to 5.5, will I get 11 over 2? Well, remember 11 over 2 is really 5.5. I know this because, remember, every fraction is a division problem. This is 11 divided by 2. 2 goes into 10, or 11 5 times, with 1 left over. And when my decimal's here and I put another 1 there, that'll be another 5. So 5.5. So when I multiply 4 to 5.5, will I get 5.5? That tells me right there that's not going to happen, is it? Right? Because 5.5 divided by 4 does not give me 5.5, gives me 1.3. So this is not proportional. No, it is not proportional. All right, let's go to number 25. Tell whether x and y are proportional. Wow, once again. Okay, so let's go through this. We got when x is 1, y is 7. All right. When we came over here, 2 divided by 1 is 2. So they multiplied by 2 over here. Okay. See if you can see that. We multiplied by 2. So that means we would have had to multiply by 2 over here. And we did not. So that tells me this is not proportional. Now, the other way you could do this is to see if the ratios are the same. Remember, the ratio over here was 1 to 7, right? And we always put the ratios over it, so it'd be 7 over 1. But look over here, the ratio is 8 to 2, right? And that's going to equal 4. This equals 7, right? 7 over 1 is 7. 8 divided by 2 is 4. That's not the same. Then we have 9 divided by 3 over here. That's 3. None of these are the same. They are not proportional for sure. Let's go to number 27. This time over here, I would have to multiply this to 2, I believe. We're just going to check that. We're taking 0.5, dividing it by 0.25. That's going to give us 2. So that means I would have multiplied 2 to 4 to get 8. And that's true. We're not done yet. All the table has to be the same way. Now we come over here, and it looks like we added, we got 0.75. So we're going to have to take 0.75 and let's see, we're going to divide it by 0.5. That gave us 1.5. So we multiplied it this time to 1.5. And if we multiply 8 to 1.5, well, we get 12 times 8. We absolutely do get 12. So it looks like it's going to give us a proportional rate. Let's double check it another way, though. Let's try 4 over 0.25. If I do this, this would be 4 divided by 0.25. That equals 16. Let's try the next one. The 8 over 0.5. Let's see. 8 divided by 0.5 will also give us 16. Now the last one. 12 divided by 0.75. 12 divided by 0.75 gives us, again, 16. Every one of these ratios are the same. This is proportional. All right, let's go on to number, remember you have 26 and 28. I'm on to number 29. Your friend determines whether x and y are proportional. Is your friend correct? Explain your reasoning. Well, he says when x is 8, y is 3, and when x is 9, y is 4. He says 8 plus 1 equals 9, and 3 plus 1 equals 4. The ratios, the value of the ratios to x and y are equal. So y and x are proportional. This is not how we do this. Remember, it has to be multiplied to this. I can tell you right now it's wrong because the first one's going to be 3 over 8 as a ratio. The second one will be 4 over 9. These are not equivalent ratios. I can't take 4 over 9 and make it the same as 3 over 8. I tell you right now, he did it incorrectly. He should have uh, this is the ratios are multiplied and divided, not added. So to save me some time, I'm pasting this in. And it says right there, your friend is not correct to find the equivalent ratios you multiply and divide, not add and subtract. 8 over 3, right? And they're going the opposite way. 8 over 3, not equivalent to 9 over 4. All right, I'm going with number 31 next. Tell whether the rates form a proportion. All right, so this is 7 inches to 9 hours. This is 42 inches to 54 hours. All right, this is inches and this is hours. So let's see. What did I multiply to 7 to get to 42? Well, we can take 42 and divide it by 7, and we know we're going to get 6, right? 42 divided by 7 equals 6. So let's see. And then we have 54 divided by 9. Okay, and that's going to give us, well, that's 6 as well. So that means I multiplied this to 6, and I multiplied this to 6, right? And that makes it equivalent. The other way I could have done it is to say, what is 7 over 9? Well, 7 over 9 is simplified, right? 42 over 54 is not, because I can divide both of these by 6 and get 7 over 9, which tells me the ratio is the same. I multiplied the, both numbers to 6. So do they form a proportion? Yes. Yes. The rates form a proportion. Now, there is one more way I want to show you how to do this. And I know this seems a little tedious, but remember, we can also cross multiply this. We can take, I love cross multiplication, could take 7 inches, multiply it to 54, and it has to equal 9 to 42. Let's find out if we get a ratio that fits. Well, let's see. This is going to give us 7 times 54 has to equal 42 times 9. Let's find out if that's true. Well, 7 times 54, that equals 378. Does that equal 42 times 9? $378. Yes, they are proportional. All right, let's try this last one. This time, I'm going to use cross multiplication to solve it just like we did over here. We got 385 calories in 3.5 servings. Now, we also have 300 calories in 3 servings. Are these proportional? I can use cross multiplication to solve this. I'm going to take the top number and the bottom number, and they have to be equal to this bottom number and this top number. This is going to mean, well, 385 times 3 is it going to equal 300 times 3.5? All right, so let's give it a shot. We got 385 times 3. That equals 1,155. And now we have 300 times 3.5. That equals 1,050. These do not equal each other. So, no, this is not proportional. The rate do not make a proportion. And I've seen over here I misspelled rate, so let me correct that before I have people give me that RSTE as an answer. Next is number 35. It wants to know the same thing. 3/4 pound for every 5 gallons. Pounds up top, gallons on the bottom. Will it equal 4/5 pounds for every 5 1/3 gallon? All right, let's cross multiply this one. It is my preferred method, to be honest with you. That has to equal that. So if I take 3/4 and multiply it to 5 1/3, is it going to equal 5 times 4/5? I'm not getting a really good feeling about this because we'll see. I see I got 5 1/3. I got 5 over here. It's possible. Let's give it a shot. First of all, I got to turn this into improper fraction. So this is going to be 3/4. And I'm going to multiply to 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1, 16/3. Okay? And then over here, we're going to have 5/1. And we're multiplying that to 4/5. Now I can cross these 5s out. And that gives me 1 and 1, which means this side's going to equal 4. I can also cross out 4 divided by 4 is 1. 6 divided by 4 is 4. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. Hey, look at that. 4 times 1 equals 4. And 1 times 1 equals 1. This is also 4. So yes, these do equal each other. Yes, these rates form a proportion. All right, let's see. Going down to number 37. Find the heart rate of yourself and your friend. Do these rates form a proportion? Let's see. This is you, and you have 22 beats per 20 seconds. So this is beats, this is seconds. Your friend has 18 heartbeats in 15 seconds. Do these form a proportion? Well, we can use cross multiplication to find out. We'll take this number to this number. It has to equal this number to this number. So does 22 times 15 equal 18 times 20? All right. Well, let's do the first one. 22 times 15. That equals 330. And now we'll try 18 over 20. Excuse me, 18 times 20. That equals 360. They do not equal each other. So do these form a proportional relationship? No. No. These rates do not form a proportion. All right. I'm headed to number 39. Oh, thank you. This is my last one, looks like. Geometry. Are the heights and bases of the two triangles proportional? Oh boy. Okay. On this one, it says when this base is 15, this base is 10. When this height is 12, this height is 8. All right. So let's compare this. Okay. When my base is 15 on this one, my height is 12. When my base is 10 on this one, my height is 8. Are these proportional? Well, that would mean that 15 over 8 has to equal 12 over 10. Let's find out. Well, 15 times 8, does it equal 12 times 10? Well, 12 times 10 is easy. That's 120. 15 times 8, not so easy. So let's go ahead and work that. 15 times 8 equals 120. So yes, this is proportional. All right. Number 40 is for you to do. Good luck, and I'll see you in class for grading.